Good morning, everybody. Hi, Dana.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm so happy to be here.
We are thrilled to have you. I am going to keep letting people in, and we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Hope everybody is well. Oh, let's see. There we go. Awesome. So, we're going to get started with some gratitude this morning. Gratitude, numbers, and intentions. And we have started this weekly. I think it is a great practice that we've been doing, sharing with each other, encouraging one another in our journey. And we just get to, start the day off with some gratitude. So, who would like to go first this morning?
Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
How are you all? I am just thankful to be here. I'm thankful for you all. And I am just thankful as to how God is allowing my business to grow. I am thankful for the new structure and my assistant, Shakara, with the productivity coaching program.
Yes. We're very excited about that. If anybody joined our Launching Your Career event on Friday, we announced that Shaquille Green is now a transaction partner as part of our productivity coaching program. And so she's going to be helping the new licensees with their first 100 days and their first kind of frequently asked questions and providing a lot of support in the first few days. So we are so excited about that. And I know Shaquille, just working with Jim, Vicky and Shakira building this, everybody is very excited and all in. So if you haven't taken a look at coaching lately, you definitely want to do that. We've got some exciting things going on. All right, who else would like to share some gratitude this morning? Not everybody at once.
Hey,
Hi.
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I am just grateful that my husband has decided to join me in real estate. As I am in Montgomery taking care of my mom, and I got a call wanting me to come out to a listing appointment. And I wasn't able to do it, but he was. So now we have a new listing.
That's amazing.
Yes, fantastic.
That is so awesome. Building that family business is definitely an incredible opportunity that we have. And specifically in KW, we've got some definite benefits and things. So congratulations to you and him as you continue to build that business. All right, let's do one more gratitude before we move forward.
Hey, Katie, Shakira, following up with me, I just want to say that I'm very thankful for my KW family. Thank you for our leadership and believing in me and giving me this opportunity to expand my business and help others expand theirs.
That's awesome. And we're so grateful for you. Shakira is one of the people who you guys have gotten to know, and she's raised her hand. And that's really how the opportunity map in KW works. You raise your hand and you say, hey, I want to jump in, and there is plenty of room. And we're always making room for more. And that's one of the things we talked about at our regional meeting recently was how we're so excited when others get excited and they want to participate and engage. And it just really continues building that community and that supportive environment. All right, so we're going to move forward. We are going to look at our belief systems, or our Y4C2Ts. We have been choosing kind of one item out of all of these and having a conversation around them week after week. And so this morning I wanted to talk about commitment in all things. What does that mean to you, and how does that relate to you and your life and your business? It's the interactive part here.
Well, Katie, I think that this is Taisha. I think that it really just means keeping it simple. I keep this on my computer and it just says show up. In order to be committed in all things, I've got to first be willing to show up and be all in. So I have this on my computer because I have to remind myself every day that I have to show up. Even if that means showing up, meaning doing I'm ashamed to say this, but I'm gonna say it. Brushing my teeth and washing my face before I come sit down in front of my computer, before I start doing things, that's just a part of showing up. So to me, it's just taking our first step to show up.
I love that. I love that. I think too, when you're talking about that, Taisha, what I'm hearing is action. Like, like it can be a small action, but it's still like that action you're
right.
committed to being your best self. And that is cleaning your face and brushing your teeth and getting your day started, your morning routine, right?
That's right.
For sure. Anybody else want to speak on commitment in all things?
If you're not committed to the small things, you'll never get to the big things. So you have to be committed to doing the small things.
Whoa, Katie Douglas dropping the Zoom microphone this morning. It's very, very true. It makes me think of a bowl ball too. How you participate in here is how you participate everywhere. Is that how you look at your conversations, your interactions, your compliance paperwork, as much as we hate that? Is as Taisha says, that how you're showing up, right? Being committed to the small things and the large things. Well, I just wanted to bring that to our attention this morning. We know that our Y4C2Ts are really important as the way we have decided to treat one another, and it's the action that we take every day and uphold, and it's who we are as a company and as individuals together. And so I like taking some time to discuss that with you guys on our weekly meeting. For the mission moment this morning, I want to share, I am so proud of my team. We put together, as I mentioned, a new version, if you will, of orientation. And it's more of there's some pieces that the new agents see, a video, and then they come in person and have the opportunity to meet with leadership, to meet with our productivity coaching program, to meet with our vendor sponsors with South Oak Title and find out how to do in-house closings. They have their first compliance and contract class with our qualifying broker. This is something we've been working on for a while. And unfortunately, the day that everyone else could meet, I had to be out for a family matter, so I didn't get to be in attendance, but my team really stepped up. They're all in. There were 5 or 6 people that really got out of their comfort zone and put together this event. We had phenomenal feedback from the new agents, and I'm just excited to see this grow. And I'm just so proud of the team that we have and the agents that are here in business with us. And it is just going really well for us. And so that is my mission moment this morning. I just really appreciate everyone on the team who stepped up, and then also the agents who trust us and trust that we're putting together a program and a process to launch your career in real estate and be extremely successful and profitable. So I just wanted to share that this morning. If you have a mission moment you'd like to share, just reach out and we will highlight you on team meeting. Now, for what you came here for, Miss Dana Cadena, our cousin Dana, is going to be joining us talking about having your audio match your video. And she is a favorite of us at the KW Montgomery Auburn family we have. She has joined us for agent masterminds, ALC meetings, other team meetings. She has been in KW leadership. She has a phenomenal YouTube channel where she interviews leaders. She's a KWU instructor. What else, Dana? You've been highlighted on KW Connect. You've participated with some of the celebrities panels and things. And so we are so excited to have you this morning.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I want to just fold you up, Katie, and put you in my pocket. Thank you a million. Wow. Hello, leaders. Hello, rock stars. Isn't this a good looking Zoom room? If you can, put your video on, because I'm a people person and I want to look into your pupils if you can. So thank you so much for that, Katie. And so, yes, my name is Dana. I'm also a moderator in the BRN, the KW Black Realtor Network. I'm a leadership consultant for 6 KW market centers in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. That's very fulfilling to me. And so I'm working with Kimberman Kitty and learning a lot. I'm an OP candidate, and listen, I am still in sales. I am taking listings. I'm having a lot of fun, a lot of challenges, right? And the reality is what we focus on does expand and get greater, right? So I want us to invest our time here today, that if you walk away with one nugget, one thing to implement in your world to make your lift lighter, to make your lift in your business easier and simpler, I'm here for it. So I am just so honored. You know, I love how you highlighted the Y4C to TES and the commitment in all things, right? So yes, the topic today is the audio, what you hear, matching the video in terms of what you see. So I was thinking about commitment in all things and relating that to direction just now, right? So I don't know how many of you have offspring or nieces, nephews, young people, godchildren in your life. My husband and I have a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old. And last night, the 2-year-old was striving to walk quickly toward a staircase while looking in the opposite direction. And I said to her, no, you can't go one way and look another. If anybody gets that, say yay. Right? You can't charge one way and look another. And it just brought me to this audio matching the video in terms of, hey, do an alignment check. We're basically past the 50-yard line of the year 2021. So are you in alignment in terms of what you're saying and what you are actually doing in your real estate business? Is that in alignment, right? And it bleeds over into other matters like, hey, I can't say I'm committed. Let's just talk about health, right? Because we only have one place to live. I can't say I am committed to dropping or deleting, we're going to use word choice, deleting 19 pounds that I found over the last year and a half and still consume ice cream. Who loves pizza? Say yay. Okay. So, right, I can't say that I'm committed to getting fit and yet video physically do these things, right? So what does that look like in our business, right? We have to make sure that we're investing in what is really going to create a return and put us in a position, really position us to help more people buy, rent, sell, and invest in real estate, right? So I want you to take out a pen or a marker or a pencil. And I want you to think about something, okay? Think about, what are you currently doing? Just think of one thing that you're currently doing in your schedule, in your work world, that if you stopped doing it today, nobody would take notice. I'm gonna run that back. Think about one thing you're doing in your schedule, whether it's during work time or not, that if you literally stop doing it, no one would take notice. I've had so many fun answers to this, right? Too much time on social media, right? Not dollar productive time on social media. I've heard alphabetizing one spice rack. I have heard a myriad, right, of replies and answers to this. The reality is, once you identify something that you can let go, you have now just earned and found more time in your schedule to purpose it, to really dedicate it to get where you want to go, right? And so we have the same amount of hours as Beyonce does in her day, right? I mean, really, we all have the same 24 hours, say yay, or give me one of these little reactions. It's a good time. And so how are we investing our time? And is what we're saying, for example, are you in your sales business saying, I'm committed to creating 3 closings every single month in order to see no less than 36 units a year by doing 3 hours of lead gen every workday, right? And so the video, if Gary Keller were to peep in on your workday, how would he grade you, right? If you had to get an A+ in lead gen, how about this? If a young person in your world had to get an A+ in real estate lead generation, what would you suggest they do, right? And let's just do that. Can I get some thoughts or just a hallucination I'll take even? This is cousin Dana. I grew up here. By the way, I joined the K and the W, smile. I joined Keller Williams when I was 26 years old. And I am now 142. No, I just turned 42 last month, just to give perspective, right? So I've grown up here. That's why I say I'm cousin Dana. And so I just want to hear what's in your head and what's in your heart in terms of if your audio and your video, what you're saying and what you're doing is really in alignment in your business, and what could you really adjust the sales, right? How could you adjust your sales to make certain you are showing up financially for your families, right? Showing up even as a matter of pride. I'm looking at this room. We have a societal responsibility to thrive here. All right. So if I could just hear a couple of thoughts, questions, thoughts.
Time block.
Time block. Yes, that's tremendous, because if you don't run your calendar, right, Shacarol, your calendar will run you.
That is true. I made my husband and my daughter start putting themselves on my calendar. I had to.
Tell me one more time. You put what on your calendar?
I had to make my husband and child put themselves on my calendar.
Absolutely. So wait, listen, the purpose of work, right, is to fund a big life. So really first, we need to put the family time on the calendar, or else the work makes the time evaporate, right? So true. Such a great point, Coach. Thank you. High five, Sunitha. I see you, Miss Barnett. What else? What else can we do? Go ahead.
Even when Shakira saying time block, we basically said it at the same time. But even with me, when I'm time blocking, I actually have to turn my phone off, let my husband know if I'm in this room and the door is closed. I am lead generating and I block this time off to do this, and you can't see me until maybe whatever time I get an appointment. I'm not coming out until I get an appointment.
Love it. Love it. Listen, you just nailed it right there, right? Because you're protecting your environment in that too, to say, hey, everybody, right? Because this is the home office. Many of us are, we're still working from home. I'm about 90-10, 90% in the home office and 10% in the outside world. So, hey, please, I'm doing my one thing, right? You're focused on your dollar productive activity. You have to protect your bunker, right? You have to have water and hydration and a couple of snacks, right? And I love how you're not going anywhere until you confirm an appointment, right? So the real work in real estate, by the way, it's generating an appointment, it's conducting one, negotiating, attending a closing, and the follow-up to secure that client for life. Can I get a high five? I'm a high fiver. Holler. Listen, you could be anywhere in the world, and yet you're here with us right now. We appreciate that. And we know, whoever gets that reference, by the way, in the chat, I'm sending you a Starbucks card. You could be anywhere in the world, and yet you're here with us. And we appreciate that. So the reality is, how we participate here is how we participate out there, right? Is how we show up, like you were talking about showing up earlier, is how we show up everywhere. And so what are we doing and what are we saying, and making sure we're in alignment? And the next time you mention, hey, I don't have time for that, just easily replace that with, it's not important to me. Because believe me, if I said next Wednesday, you have an all expense VIP paid trip for you and anyone who you want to bring to Maui, you've won it. Being self-employed, you're going to figure out how to free up to go on that trip. Say yes. VIP, all expense paid, you better throw on a mask and go. So don't say, right, oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, I just didn't have time. Nope, just say it's not important to you, right? My mentor told me that. My mentor has 42 streams of income. We're coming for him. This is happening. So audio matching the video, understand, hey, the year 2022, it's less than 5 months away. And we know how quickly time moves in real estate, right? So what we do right now, theoretically, we're generating income and results and experiences for the holiday right now. It's who we're connecting with and who we're aligning with. Cousin Katie, I just love this Zoom room.
We love you. We're so excited to have you.
And so what I'm hearing is a lot of takeaways and a couple of mentions that are in the guide to goal setting from the one thing. So if you go on kellerinc.com, it's kellerinc.com. I'll also put it in the chat. Go there and look up resources for the one thing, and you can easily request, this is what it's called, the kick-ass guide to goal setting. Just saying, that's literally what they call it. And yet it's a one thing tool, and protecting your environment, time blocking, putting your family time on first so you don't have to squeeze it in later, right? Really aligning your 411 tool with your calendar to make sure, hold up, wait a minute, to make sure your calendar is supporting your goals, right? It's like bulletproofing your calendar to make certain what you're doing every week trickles up to every month, trickles up to the bottom line year. So kellerinc.com, the kick guide to goal setting. It's a free download under the one thing and the one thing resources. Just a little nugget. So thoughts? What's the one thing we're doing? Did anyone find something that if you stop doing that one thing in your calendar, no one would notice? For me, it was social media. I had to peel it back a little bit because it was like you'd fall into a hole and then realize it's 7 o'clock. Oh, okay, yeah, let's start the day. Just find that one thing and stop doing it and set yourself free. Yep, TikTok for me. Listen, I hear you loud and clear. I haven't ticked or talked anything publicly. However, I absolutely scroll on my net time. Just, it's entertaining, yet be careful. Watch your time, right? That's so honest. Thank you for sharing. It is a black hole. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, so think about, we're in the month of July, and if you notice the auto responses on email, I'm on vacation until, it's on a high right now, right? Your competition is also on vacation, oh, by the way. So guess what? If you're part of the smaller group who's actually working, there's more opportunities out there. Yep. Yes, Amanda, same here. Scrolling, then it's the next day. Have you ever felt like, wow, time went by so fast? I think that's when we're not really committed to our calendar. That's just the harsh truth, right? We're just not committed to auditing how we're investing our time to make sure there's a return on it. And so who's holding you accountable, right? Have you ever noticed when you run really, really fast, you're probably running around people who are running faster than you, right? So the fish can only grow to the size of its tank. This is that. So you're certainly Auburn, Montgomery. Sorry, I can't, is it Auburn? I say, or I can't wash the New York, New Jersey off me. Send help. Someone help me.
However you'd like to say it.
Auburn. It's delicious coffee, and it's Auburn.
Yeah.
Listen, you're in a.
Hey, you guys, I've been trying to give Dana Southern lessons, so we'll get her down here. She says y'all.
Yes, I learned y'all from Austin, Texas. It's good. I love it. So yeah, so let's make a commitment, right? I mean, let's find each other on social media. I'm typically posting about the wins and the challenges, right? And so everyone sees the glitz and the celebrity, and guess what? We are all just trying to figure this out. That's the true story. We're the #1 training company in the world. Yes. We're learning based. Yes. We're in the best ecosystem, dollar productive. Absolutely. And it's a challenge industry. That's why we need to find the purpose in any challenge, right? Because that could be the springboard to your best success, to your biggest win. Can I get a high five? I get an amen. Thank you. Yes. So the next challenge you encounter, let's find the gem in it and leverage it, right? and push through. I don't even know. Listen, I can hang out with y'all all day. You're going to have to you're going to have to tell me time out.
Hey, well, one thing to go with that, you're talking earlier about alignment and that goal setting guide. I actually was looking at that last week because I had taken a class through MAPS that they hosted.
Yes.
And it's actually a great time also to go back in that guide and redo the GPS, just because that will help you realign yourself for the next, couple of months to finish out the year strong, to make sure that you are truly in alignment with where it is you say you want to be, like you said, so that those two things match. So that it is a great time to go ahead and get that guide right now. And there are a couple other tools on that site too to go ahead and download while you're there.
Yes, you're 100% right. And we, thank goodness, we do have the gift of time now. You can't really wake up around Thanksgiving and say, I'm going to nail 2021, right? I mean, let's be real. So great point. And yes, there are several tools there. You took the One Thing group coaching course?
Yeah, they did MAPS Business Zoom last week. They had 3 different ones. And, I always say jump on all of them. They're free. They're 45 minutes. And it was so funny because when I jumped on, it was offered to everyone company-wide, but there was only 6 people on there. So we got personal one-on-one going through our GPS for 45 minutes and mapping out our whole business plan individually, because, there just wasn't a lot of people on the call. And it's because, like you said, I'm out of office, I'm vacation, I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. So now's the time to jump in on those classes because you get a lot of one-on-one.
Wow, that's outstanding. Thank you for sharing that. So check those MAPS coaching courses. That's outstanding. Yep. So again, I believe Shakara will show up, right? Part of it is just you were saying showing up, right? We have to, part of 80% of winning is showing up. And we know, thanks to Ben Kinney and the Win, Make, Give podcast, right? Winning in anything, winning in business, winning in life, winning is becoming the person our dreams require, right? So what would we have to do in the next 3 to 6 months to really make certain we're showing up as the person our dreams require? It's interesting to think about, right? How are we showing up in the household, right? With our clients, with our friends, right? Katie?
Well, and for me, Dana, as you're talking, I'm kind of thinking about, are we also willing to do what the others are not? So like in real estate, I see this a lot. People are kind of willing to do some of the things other people have done and been comfortable with, because it's kind of it's a comfort zone thing, oh, somebody else has done it. I trust that I can do it. But are we as real estate professionals and as people, like you said, showing up for our dreams, willing to do out of the box things that make us uncomfortable? Are we committed to it to that level?
Right. Again, commitment. Let me get a shirt that just says commitment, show up, you're welcome, right? I mean, really, it's so true. So are we willing to do what most won't so we can have really what others wish they had access to, right? There's a John Maxwell quote we grew up on. I feel like he said it in the early 90s. And John C. Maxwell, public speaker, philanthropist, business coach, right? He said, play now, pay later, or pay now, play later, right? So if you pay the dues now, you actually get to play later on. I don't know what, that just stuck with me. Sticky, sticks to you. You could play or you could pay. Choose wisely, right? Thank you for putting that in the chat. KW Montgomery on point. I can't tell who it actually is. Maybe it's Katie. Oh, it's great. It's so true. And I will say, shout out to Adam, your OP. He such a great professional, and being learning based has its fruit and opportunities. The only reason why I'm even here is because Adam and I connected at OP Fundamentals several years ago. Go figure, right? Like attracts like. And so that alignment check, yes, it's with you. It's what you say audio, it's what you do video, and it's also who you choose to have in your environment, right? With all the love in the world, you know, I'm not taking fitness tips from Rosie O'Donnell. Just saying, right? Maybe comedic tip, or maybe not, but it really, right? It's like, who are we gleaning from, right? And who are you modeling from, right? I'll take business tips from the likes of Gary Keller, right? Jay Pappis. I mean, these people know business, right? So what an honor to be here with each and every one of you. Do we have any thoughts or questions, or in terms of anything that we've uncovered today? Everyone's so pensive.
I've definitely gone and downloaded the from thekellereve.com already.
Oh, perfect. That was fast. Yeah, no, it's good. We love the World Wide Web for that, right? I'm going to put this YouTube channel in the chat. Don't make me spell channel in the chat. I'm going to put YouTube. It's called Overachiever Central. And if you could, there's several great episodes. I'm just going to say, though, I'm a sucker for that guy, Ben. He simplifies the complicated. And so if you check out the Ben Kinney interview, I had him one-on-one for about a half hour. And this was Monday night, March 30th of 2020. Can we just think back to the mindset? March 30th of the year 2020, when nobody knew which end was really up. And he got on there. It was 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And he just riffed with us for about 30 minutes. And sometimes when I'm grappling with finding the energy or grappling with something, I just listen to him break down how we have the greatest opportunity to help more buyers, help more sellers in this climate, in this global pandemic, than we have seen most likely ever, right? It was outstanding, and it was all him. I just got to it was good. So if you're a YouTuber, or if you want to go on YouTube and check it out, his story is great, Gretchen. I fully agree. Talk about going from 0 to 100, real purposeful, right? So it was really outstanding. So his listing presentation video is also in your first 100 days. Very nice.
Hey, we're going to learn from the best, right?
Absolutely. So at that time, he had 1,700 1099 independent contractors under his team and 150 W-2 employees. And now he's far surpassed those numbers, right? So, yep, copy and paste from the best. That's what we do. Politely rip off and duplicate. R&D.
That's right. Well, hey, Dana, I'm curious, what would you say is the one thing you put on your GPS or 411 that made the difference for you? Because you've been doing the tools and resources of KW for a while now. What's the one thing you would say you have added and implemented that changed your life?
Wow, what a great question. So, well, first, I would say making sure the target or the goal, whatever speaks to you. I had to switch the word goal into target, because sometimes when you aim for a target, you actually hit it. So I made sure it was literally SMART, like SMART. Like I made sure that whatever I was aiming for was specific, it was measurable, it was certainly attainable, yet aggressive, it was time-based, and it was repeatable. I inadvertently, the R and the T, but you're with me, right? So I had to make sure all of those things, all of those ingredients showed up in what I was aiming for. And then really, if I can give you two, you asked for one, Katie, I'm going to give you two, is I made sure it was a SMART goal. And I also made sure that I had someone an actual, right? We're not robots, we're human beings. And so I needed someone that had a copy of my GPS, of my 135, and understood how important it was to me to make that happen. I needed someone to hold me able, right? We always say accountable. No, I needed someone to legitimately hold me to attention on what I put on paper as commitments. So it was it was the specificity of the goal, the time-based, right? That it had to be repeatable, and I needed someone to hold me accountable. Now, I have done 90-day GPSs, and the goal was to create no less than, for example, $90,000 in 90 days. And that's no simple feat, right? And so, yeah, I think those were the things. It had to be that laser specific target. And then I needed someone who had the chops and the fervor and the skill and the compassion, right, to help me, because you can't do it in a vacuum. You know, you read about self-made millionaires and self-made billionaires. No one does it by themselves, really. No one's really doing it by themselves. If anyone gets that, say yay. Who is that person for you? Thank you, Ms. Jarvis. So it's in 2015 to 2017, it was Rich Rector. He's a MAPS coach. In 2017 through today, it was Patrick Woods. So that's who it was for me. Prior to 2015, I had Tony Robbins coach, for example. I mean, you know, just being totally transparent, it's, you know, who speaks to you, you have seasons. And so sometimes you may align with, I was a productivity coach, and I got to coach no less than 44 agents at the time. It was the most fulfilling role I've ever had, besides being a market center team leader. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, those were the people for me. And yet different seasons, right? I outgrew the Tony Robbins coach. So I got with KW Maps, Rich Rector. We had a season that was great and productive. And then I moved to another position and required a different strength set. So that's when I inherited Patrick Woods. And so for me at that time, he was a market center team leader who was crushing nearly $1 million in income. And I think there's something really exciting about earning $83,000 a month. So I told him I was coming for him, and I needed him to coach me. I needed him to coach me, right? To hold me accountable. And so, yeah, I think it's just different seasons. So how do you find that person? Usually in-house, you have productivity coaches, and I think it's a great place to organically start. They're local in your market. They, you know, are tethered to your success too, right? And so I think it's a great place to start. And really, if you haven't done your KPA, may I invite them to do that? I just did. If you haven't done your KPA, I will say that's probably something, one of the most underrated tools we have access to is that strengths assessment. And when you have it verified by someone, your strengths are earned. We're all adults here, right? There's no one under the age of 18. Can I get a thumbs up? Okay, right? Okay. So if you're an adult, you've earned your strengths. And when you see your strengths on paper and you verify them and understand what's accessible to you in the KW, you know, opportunity map, if you will, it's exciting to understand what your trajectory may be based on the track record you're creating. I'm going to run that back, right? To understand what your trajectory and possibilities may be based on the track record that you are literally curating today. Good stuff. Yeah. So who's holding you accountable?
And Dana, I will say too, the one benefit that, or not one, but one of the many benefits that the cappers in both Auburn and Montgomery offices is Adam went through the training to be a MAPS coach before he was tapped on his shoulder to be an OP. it is his God-given strength. If you've ever had a coaching appointment with him, he's willing to do that on a monthly basis with our cappers. And so sadly, only a few people take advantage of that. But that's definitely
How do I sign up?
in-house for no charge. Yeah. That's
No,
a benefit.
I am texting him after this meeting. Are you kidding? I want that. I'll Venmo him. I'm not shy. I want that. You know what it is? It's like you sometimes, if you're driving on the highway in the middle of the night and your lights are off and you don't realize it, you need someone to flicker their lights and say, hello, hey, watch yourself. Where are you trying to go? Right. And so I feel like he would be that person that like wake me up and jolt me, right? And just say, sometimes you absolutely need that. And yes, he has been coached, trained, reformed, refined by the #1 coaching company in the world. So goodness, if you're a capper, tap into him. And if you haven't capped yet, I encourage you to do that, to take advantage of that. Why not? That's awesome.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to be coached by Tony DeCello personally, even after Tony stopped taking clients for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I was there when they met.
Oh, yeah, you were. That's funny. We have a fun video that we'll share at some point.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lead generations for all levels. Beautifully enough.
Oh my gosh, that's outstanding. Oh yeah, cappers, do that.
Email me if you're on this call and you're not currently doing coaching with Adam and you're a capper, and I'll put you on his schedule.
And if you're a future capper, go ahead, get some coaching resources, and go ahead and do that to trigger that opportunity. That's remarkable. I don't know any other OP that's doing that. Just saying.
No other OPs paint the building either. I'll just say that as well. Do you see our new training room, Dana? Not to go too crazy where Shaquille is. That's our new training room in our new office in Montgomery.
I absolutely peep the accent wall, the recessed lighting. I see the fresh paint. Love it. Love it. Even you're like color coded with the red and the white. You're picture perfect.
Hey, we're on brand.
You're on brand, on message.
Yeah.
How outstanding. You guys have a weekly meeting?
We do.
Amazing. Wow. We used to do monthly. Hats off to you, leader. Whew. Great stuff. Really great looking training room. Really is. Awesome.
Does anybody have any questions for Dana before we wrap up? Comments, feedback, ahas from today's session?
Not really a question. I was just going to say this just makes, I don't know if Tiffany's still on. I know for Tiffany's my accountability partner, and we've been accountability partners for a little over a year. And at the beginning of this year, we started sharing our 411 with each other every month. So this is just like confirmation that we're on the right track.
Absolutely. The 411, you look at that, right, every week, every month, and you share it with others, it renews your commitment, right, to make sure what you're writing on paper and what you're doing are really showing up. And you can't correct or you can't improve what you're not measuring, right? It's like a measuring tool in a way. Love that. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Any other rapid fire? I know we're coming up on the 10 and the 45. Thank you for putting all of this in the chat. Well, you focus on expands. Oof. So true. You focus on carbohydrate habits, those are going to show up. You focus on lean, mean, green salad habits, those are going to show up too. In your business too. Awesome. All right, so what's next? We're having dollar productive day. We're making sure our 411 is done. We're making sure the 411 is showing up on our dollar productive calendar. I think time blocking is probably the big part of the secret sauce, because you're investing it or not, right? And then we're also taking a look at what we're saying and what we're committing to. Are we really putting forth the actions? Like Katie, I love how you said, are you willing to do what most people aren't, right? So you can enjoy what most people cannot. right? Sometimes we hear, must be nice, must be nice. I worked weekends. I worked 8 days a week for 11 years. Must be nice, right? I found the 8th day. 8 days a week for 11 years straight. I mean, it must be nice. Love it.
We so appreciate you, Dana, taking time out of your schedule. And I will be getting back with you regarding maybe a top 20% mastermind or something. Dana has a long list of things that she speaks on and does masterminds around. And like she said, she was raised in KW. And so she's a phenomenal resource and so generous to give her time to speak with us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us, Dana. Appreciate
Oh my gosh,
you.
thank you. No, really, the honor's all mine. I woke up like Christmas morning. I had my espresso ready. I was like, game on. So I just so adore you and Adam and your whole agent entrepreneur environment here. So thank you for having me. And yes, I would love to do a top 20% mastermind, shift workshop, like just roll our sleeves up, talk about the 50 strategies to sign listings in this market and help sellers at a high level. That's one of my favorite conversations right now because the market is popping and we need to make sure we're focusing on helping homeowners in all ways. So awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Can I take a selfie? Can y'all turn your cameras on? I want to take a selfie because I miss people and places and stuff. You know what I mean? Not a selfie. What is it called?
We
Just like
see everyone on Zoom land.
I guess it's just a screenshot, right? Send help.
Yeah. Here, I'll do one. Is everybody ready? Everybody smile. All right, cheese. Vicky, I see you with your hands up. I love it. We are so excited to have you this morning. I've got one announcement before we wrap up. Thank you so much, Dana, for joining us. This will be in our YouTube channel, and the resources we talked about this morning, I'm happy to send a wrap-up email with some of those resources talking about the 411. If you're like, what in the world are y'all talking about? We'll send that over to you and you'll be able to use it. It's something that most new agents we talk about, anybody in coaching is a resource utilized. And then of course, we talk about it at the market center level. We actually this week have been spending some time seeing where we're at mid-year. We've got a new market center now with Auburn. You have to have that alignment like Dana spoke about. We do have the phenomenal opportunity to host Bold in October. So I need your vote. If you can, in the chat while you're here, in person or digital. Those are our options. We have to have 40 commitments. And so if you say one or the other, we're gonna hope that you honor that commitment. And that's you saying, yes, I will join in. Bold is a phenomenal program. Dana, how many times have you done Bold? 47.
Oh, so I just, this year, I just completed my 12th Bold. The only reason why I'm in real estate after the year 2009, Bold. Seriously, you want to jolt, you want to compete and talk to 100 unique people every single work week. You don't want to let your Bold team down. So you show up and is it comfortable? No, you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be Thursday and you need 20 more contacts, right?
Cram it in at 6 a.m.
Oh my gosh. The real fun party is the daily, the Bold 100 in a day. It takes about 11 hours, but you'll be just fine. Listen, I can't speak enough about, do you have Bold local in October or the regular?
Well, it's actually Bold in person, like the old fashioned get in a room together. Yeah. Or
I'm on the next flight
digital
out.
Local and Zoom. So the local Zoom, when we say digital, is a Zoom, just like we're on Zoom here together. There's a price difference and there's a timeline difference. Digital is 6 weeks at $3.99 and it's 3 hours per Zoom. Or in person is for 7 weeks, an entire day together in a room together with the Bold coach. And when we talk about accountability, we talk about commitment, we talk about doing things that are uncomfortable and living up to our big life we want, Bold is the exact training that you need to attend to do that.
I might have to come out there for it one of the bold days. How much fun.
Please hop on a plane. We would love to have you.
Listen, I am that nerd. Okay.
We will get you some boiled peanuts and some fried catfish and some grits, and you will have the best Southern lunch ever.
I love language. That's my love, all of it. Listen, that is amazing that you're having it in person. We only have through this Zoom only. So that's outstanding. Just do it. Y'all need to have it. Do it, because then October, you're going to lead with so many more under contracts going into the new year. You could have your best year ever next year. Ooh, okay. Excited. Good job.
It was, you know, guys, as we talk about our lore and our multi-year trend and we look at year over year, we did bold August of 2019. I want to say it was right before, it was August, and then COVID hit in March. And it had a tremendous impact on the production of our agents. And then that's where, of course, our office, it fed into the office production. And so if you want that environment and you're like, man, I'm kind of, you know, we talked about working in a vacuum. Sometimes you're kind of like, oh, I got to do it. You get put on a team with 9 other people. They're committed to you. You're committed to your goals. Everybody's committed to doing the activities, and you're all holding each other accountable. You're script practicing. You have an accountability partner through the program. And it's a 7-week intensive get off your hiney and get moving.
Right. And breaking news, my bold coach friends on the interior have shared with me, look, real talk, they removed a lot of the fluff. All right. Meaning high driver, high driver. I appreciate that. They really made it, they curated the scripts down. They polished up several of the activities, and it's an intense focus, more dollar productive, more bottom line, more takeaways. So hats off to MAPS coaching for real, because they really did. They took away really most of the fluff, which is purposeful. I'm just going to say it's a bigger improvement is the feedback I'm getting from agents who have certainly attended post COVID, post, you know, in this season. So yes, it's been improved and polished up and rejuvenated and extracted some of the fat, if you will. Is that fair?
Yes.
So, being recorded. I'm just talking.
No, you're good.
Cousin Dana.
A lot of people did. We had a tremendous turnout when we did the first bold digital Facebook. It was like the Facebook bold is what I'm going to call it. And for people that had not ever been exposed to bold in the room and having the bold coach in the person, it was kind of, oh, good, this is fun. And I think we did get a little, you know, rah-rah out of it, a little excitement. Yeah, it's completely different than being in a room. It's like listening to a song on the radio and then being at the concert and feeling it and experiencing it. That's what I would say the difference is. So if you feel like, oh, I did bold and it was online, that was great. This is something completely different. And so I challenge everybody on this call, and you guys are the people that show up week over week and you're committed to learning and improving and being learning based. You need to be the first person that raises your hand and emails into the office and says, I want to participate. How do I sign up? We will work through, because it won't start till October. We can work through taking off of your transaction, starting to save for that registration now. And then we also have in previous years done a reimbursement. So basically every transaction you have inside of the window of the bold time, you can get $100 back of that. So honestly, you could go for free, right? We're all business-minded individuals. We're all conducting ourselves in business, and this is a tremendous business investment that you need to make and to take advantage of. We've never had the honor to host it. Normally we have to drive to Birmingham. We've had agents that drove to Mobile. And so that's when we talk about commitment, it's true commitment. So email into the office, and email went out already about that. So you should just be able to respond to it, and we'll put it together and we'll have more information about that. Again, Dana, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And I hope that everybody has a great week. Go be awesome. Bye.